Yo, what's good? It's your man, 100 Grand, with The Rock Never Stops. Today, I want to dive into this topic about the New York Knicks. And I do this because I got so much love for the Knicks, because that's where my family is from, and I grew up a Knicks fan. The New York Knicks, if they are ever going to take the next step, they have to get rid of Tom Thibbedou. You may or may not like this video, but smash the like button if you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, and leave some comments and let me know what you think about what I'm about to get into. The reality is, Tom Thibbedou is a dinosaur when it comes to the NBA coaching ranks. He is beyond a relic of a dying breed of coaches. He is a dinosaur. He's a rarity. You don't see him anymore because the rest of the league has figured out you cannot win with a coach who can only coach one side of the ball. And unfortunately, he doesn't even coach the side of the ball that's most valuable in the NBA. And that's on two ends. One, the most valuable side is offense. We know that, but the two ends is that in how we evaluate players and what equates to the most winning is the offense. You guys don't agree? Well, what's the last one-sided coach that we've seen outside of Tom Thibodeau? That would be Mike D'Antoni, who repeatedly went to the Western Conference semifinals, Western Conference finals, and was knocking on the door year after year after year. You look at other teams who have great defenses with mediocre offenses, they barely make the playoffs. But the reality is, if the Knicks are going to take the next step, they have to bring in a coach who can coach both sides. Tom Thibodeau did a great job at laying a foundation, a la Mark Jackson with the Golden State Warriors. You've changed the culture. Great job. Now you've got to bring in a coach who can maximize the potential of the offense. And this is the perfect time for a few reasons. One, RJ Barrett is taking the next step. His confidence is there. His skill is there. He's ready. Two, Julius Randle. Julius Randle is struggling. He's struggling because he's not getting easy looks. He's not getting easy baskets consistently to keep his confidence high and his performance consistent. And lastly, they've got a bunch of young, talented players that they can't evaluate appropriately until they can be in an offensive system that can maximize their skills and abilities. You see, otherwise what's going to end up happening is that you're going to let an Emmanuel Quickly and Obi Toppin leave to another team, and then they're going to blow up. And all of a sudden they're going to look like this steal that was lost by the New York Knicks. And fans and the organization is going to hate to see that. But they've got decisions coming up on these young guys. They've got decisions coming up. And if they're going to accurately assess where they are and what they're worth, they have to see them in a system that can maximize their potential. If they can bring in somebody like, even let's say a Steve Clifford, who left the Orlando Magic, who made the playoffs year after year after year with far less talent, or at least the same talent. But he had a super high efficient offense built around a Nikola Vucevic. Now we're seeing Nikola Vucevic is at best the third best player on a championship team. We're seeing that. But Steve Clifford could still maximize the offense around him, even though we had guys that probably aren't even starters surrounding him. But back to the Knicks. If we want to really see RJ Barrett take off, which I believe he's got Paul Pierce level potential. That's my outlook for him, is Paul Pierce's career. All right. If we're going to see that type of potential where RJ Barrett is averaging 23 to 25 plus points a game efficiently, he's going to need to get a better coach to create an offensive system that can maximize his skill. If Julius Randle is going to see what he can do over the long term of his career, he cannot continuously be forced into these situations where he has to create off the dribble, knowing that that's not his strength. We have to take these step back jumpers and long threes. You're going to have to create an offensive system. And right now, it's beyond the point of accepting that Tom Thibbedou cannot do this. This is not who he is. He's laid the foundation. Great job. Amazing. The culture is set. Julius Randle being there is going to carry that culture. Mitchell Robinson, these guys are going to carry the culture. Derrick Rose, Taj Gibson, carry the culture. It's set. You got Greer, Grimes, you got the right pieces in there to maintain it. But if they're going to take the next step, they've got to bring in a coach who can put in an offensive system. Let me know what you guys think. Is Tom Thibbedou the choice or not? And I'm out, y'all. Like and subscribe.